With floodwaters rising to dangerous levels.
Come over here, sir. You got to come to me.
Tonight, urgent rescues near Tampa.
Got it.
Sheriff's deputies carrying this 91-year-old woman to safety after her home was surrounded by water.
This looks like a boat ramp. This is an entrance into a neighborhood. There's cars underwater. Some homes are completely underwater. All you see is the apex of the house.
Among those rescued, 135 disabled elderly residents who'd evacuated to this area, while on the opposite coast in Port Orange.
It looked like we were in the middle of a lake. Like there was water in every direction, as far as you could see.
Officials say hundreds of people have been rescued since Hurricane Milton roared ashore Wednesday night. The death toll from the storm has now risen to at least 17. More than 2 million homes and businesses remain without power. Even gas is still hard to find, with long lines at stations that have it. And some of the hardest hit communities are inaccessible. This little stretch of land, there's a bay right here. On the other side, you can see Manasota Key. There is incredibly extensive damage there. Residents just want to get over and see what shape their property is in. It's the one thing they can't do right now. With feet of sand and debris and crews trying to restore electricity, Charlotte County officials tell us it's not safe for anyone to be there right now.
It's numbing. It's been numb for the last 2 weeks.
Peter Hageman and Rod Nybert both live on the Key with their families and rent properties to vacationers.
This is everything I have in the world. So to lose all that, I lose my retirement, I lose my business, I lose my income, I lose my house. So
your entire life savings is wrapped up in those homes.
Yes.
Yes.
So many lives upended. Is that not even your refrigerator in the water over your shoulder?
No, to be honest with you, most of this is not ours.
Like Charlotte Sow, whose restaurant Landy's has been hit by hurricanes 3 times in 5 years. She says she's committed to recovering and reopening again.
We just keep going. You know, we've been through 3 of these and a pandemic. We just keep coming back.
And Sam, we're 2 days on now, and this flood threat is not over.
Oh, absolutely not, Lester. Right now, rivers that are at or above major flood stage, residents living nearby need to prepare to evacuate at any time. For so many communities, it's 48 to 72 hours more of standing by. Lester?
Okay, Sam Brock, thank you. Some of Milton's worst destruction wasn't from the hurricane itself, but from the outbreak of tornadoes it spawned, including a strong twister in Fort Pierce on the East Coast. Stephanie Gosk is there for us tonight.
Tonight in the Spanish Lakes retirement community, they are still searching through shredded mobile homes looking for victims.
We're yelling out, looking for signs of life. We have dogs out there sniffing.
The residents here were braced for Hurricane Milton. What they got were tornadoes.
Authorities are keeping the public out while they're searching, but from this vantage point, you can see over the canal and into the neighborhood. That's a home on top of another home. And damage like that extends all the way down that street.
6 of the 17 people killed by Hurricane Milton lived in Spanish Lakes, and there is concern that number may go up. Among those who died, 66-year-old Debbie Kennedy.
I asked questions for hours. I tried to get people to go over there and look for
her daughter, Brandy, eventually getting the devastating news.
Nobody expected that type of event to happen, especially hours before the storm was even due to hit.
When the tornadoes ripped through Fort Pierce, the eye of Hurricane Milton hadn't even made landfall. According to a county spokesperson, in the span of just a couple of hours, 911 received nearly 1,000 calls.
It pulled it out, flew away.
Logan and Kylie Barbary hid in the bathroom with their 2 babies and their dogs while the outdoor patio was entirely ripped off.
It is the most terrifying experience I've ever had in my life.
And you have your babies there.
Yeah. And so to have them survive is just like, and us survive, like that's all I need.
Heartbroken now, she says, for the loss of life and the destruction in her hometown.
These things do get ripped from you and you aren't expecting that, you know.
In this hurricane, the most lethal punch came nowhere near landfall, and they didn't see it coming.
Stephanie Goss joining us now. Stephanie, experts believe the Fort Pierce tornado could have been as strong as an EF3. Is that typical to see a tornado of that size embedded in a hurricane?
Yeah, no, it's not, Lester. They're typically EF0s or EF1s. But in 2024, 3 hurricanes spawned EF3 tornadoes, and that was before Milton. Lester?
Oh, Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.